Hello, welcome to the tutorial on how to connect your DXM700 to your AWS IoT Core. Okay, so firstly, we're going to start off with configuring your AWS account. Okay, so I have already created my own account on AWS using the free tier license. Okay, so I'm going to assume you have to do that. Okay, very easy. So after you're done with the account, okay, important thing, go to the top, select the server that you want to use. Okay, I'm using Singapore because it's closest to me. Okay, and then second thing, very important. Okay, go to account. Okay, when you go to the billing preference, make sure you set the free tier usage alert on. Okay, this is to make sure that you don't exceed the number of free tier usage. Okay, so what we have, uh, so remember when your the free tier has 250 messages for 12 months. Okay, so just make sure don't exceed this every month. So now back to the settings. Okay, so now let's go back to IoT Core. Okay, so now first thing you need to create is go to secure. You need to create your own policy. Okay, so the policy, okay, so this policy, right, will help to control the usage of your different usage and the access of different devices. Okay, so I'm going to name it as such. Okay, so the most basic actions that you need is connect, publish, and receive. Okay, so these are the three actions that you generally need for most things. So for policy resource, this part will control who and which device will have the access to the different functions. Okay, for now, because our system is simple, so I'm going to put a wildcard, okay, to tell it everybody has access. Okay, so created our first policy. So once you have a policy to control which device can use, can do what, you have to create our device. Okay, so now go to things, create. Okay, my thing is DXM700. Okay, and then create it without shadow. So now next you have to generate your own certificate. So this part, okay, you have to get, okay, what is the certificate being used for? Okay, so these certificates, right, would be used to help encrypt and de-encrypt all of the different data that's coming down or going up to the cloud. Okay, so that all the data will make sense. So for the root CA certificate, will determine the kind of de-encryption algorithm. Okay? So we're gonna use the 2048. Okay, so just one of them. Okay, so download 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you are done. Okay, so now we will okay, so the last thing, right, we will need to go to tell our device where to look out for in the AWS cloud, because the cloud is very big. Okay, so you must tell it the endpoint, the device endpoint, where to look, uh where to look for, where to end. My device endpoint. Okay, because AWS cloud has so many other different accounts, it can go anywhere. So we're gonna save this data, right, in somewhere safe. Okay, so you can can refer to it when you need to. Okay, so these are all my certificates and my So now let's go on to our DXM. Connect to your DXM controller. Okay. So firstly, so my DXM controller is connected to a vibration sensor. Okay. So we're gonna test. Okay. We're gonna see whether our vibration sensor is working. Okay. Okay. If I shake, you can see that changing. Okay. So on the Modbus side, there is no problem. So now we're going to configure this data to go out to the cloud. So firstly, go on to the local register. Which one are you interested in? I'm going to choose this one. Okay, RMS velocity. Now push it to AWS IoT Cloud and publish it when the value changes. Okay, so these are the two registers that I'm interested in. Okay, so I'll just select this. Okay, so next we're going to change the settings. So go over to your cloud service. Make sure the push method is using AWS IoT Core. So remember the endpoint that we talked about just now that tells the device where to look for your AWS account. So copy this. Okay. And then ID not necessary, but you can give it. Okay. My DXM1. Okay, you can have some debug messages. Okay. So this certificate, okay. So you have a certificate file over here. Okay, just select the one that you created. Okay, so this is my previous ones. Oh, my certificate is not in my download folder. Okay, I think I know. Yeah, so after you when you download, right? After you download, it comes in a text file. You must remove this .text first. Okay, now it becomes a certificate. Okay, so now it appears. So open. Okay, now you need the private key. So choose the one. Wait, okay, this is my private key. Okay, and then I'm gonna choose the root CA, which is my roots. So now this part is done. Okay, so now I'll go all over to AWS IoT Core. Then I'll publish the message. Okay, so over here, right, in the edit register, okay, in the edit register, the data that you're interested in, right, is being pushed to group 1. Okay, so I'm pushing all of it to group 1. So similarly, in the settings, I'm gonna all the group 1 data, right, we're gonna put in a topic. Okay, so like my vibration data. So this topic, this will represent if you have many different topic, different kind of data, you can put them in different group and send them in different topic. Okay, if you want them to go in like different frequency. So how you set the frequency? Okay, and set it over here. I'm sending the data every 5 seconds. Okay, as a topic, my vibration data. Okay. So now this is done, right? Okay, we'll send the configuration to the DXM700. Meanwhile, okay, successful. Okay, meanwhile, let's go back to our AWS. Okay, so go back to AWS. So now we're gonna test because our configuration is all done. We're gonna test the application. We're gonna test the connection. Okay, subscribe to the topic. So my DXM is publishing. So I'm publishing from the device side. So on the cloud side, I'm gonna subscribe to the topic that I'm interested in. So subscribe. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a while for it to come out. See? So this is my data. Hmm. So you see my data, right? Okay, if I shake the sensor very vigorously, right, my data will change, okay, into a very, very large number. So now I'm shaking it very softly. Okay, it starts to slow down and then it stops. You'll go back to a small number. Okay. So this is your basic data transmission to AWS cloud. Okay. So most important, this is the most important part. Once you have tested the connection is working, you're done with the test, stop the test. Otherwise, you'll rack up your AWS charges. Okay. So that is all for the tutorial. Have a good day.